I had a little problem getting set up here. Kim used my tripod. It was all out of whack, all out of whack. And I'm trying to get it set back up right. Okay, so good morning, folks. I got 8 o'clock. I'm here in East Texas, and I got an X as something up here. I don't know what that X is about. Anyway, is everybody out there? Okay, good morning, Rebecca. All right, Rebecca's on here first. All right, we got it going now. Betsy Lou, Jessica, Sky, Katie. All right, they're going fast. Sarah. Okay. Elena, good morning, sweeties. Dot, good morning. Kat, Carol, Cardacy. Uh, they're going too fast now for me to even catch up. Maybe if I have a swallow of coffee, it'll make my eyes work better. I didn't sleep good last night, I'll be honest with you. I was tired. Probably tired from watching them boys bring that sheetrock up on this porch. Watching them. But we may try to do a little walk through here in a minute and show you where we're at. Good morning, Amy, Betsy, Linda, Christine, Janet, Jessica, Lisa, Steve, Carly Kay, I think, Karen Owen. Good morning, Karen with Owen without the S. We have done a lot this week, guys. Dolly, good morning, sweetie. Reba, good morning. We've done a lot. I'm tired, and I know Kim's tired, and we're gonna possibly have an easier day. Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna rain, it says. It's cloudy this morning, and Tammy, good morning. Patty, Deborah Barnes, Mary Ann Mitchell, good morning. Vicki, Dawn, Janet. Good morning, folks. If you're new, tell you right now, if you're new, you're welcome here. You're not going to find better people than what the people you see names coming across the screen. And a bunch more just watch. They don't talk. They can. You can too. If you want to chat, you got something you want to talk about, throw it out there. We just a kind of a chat deal. We don't get into any kind of politics, religion, or any kind of stuff like that. You know, this place here is just for us to chat about what's going on the farm and what's going on with you maybe. People from all over the world checking in and everything. And there's one from Wisconsin. That's part of this country, I think. Yeah, I was good in history and geography and all that kind of stuff. I was good in that stuff. Sweet corn is coming on. All right. Somebody made some banana baked bread or something yesterday. I love that stuff. I love it. Banana nut bread. I love it with the nuts in it, you know. There was this teacher at school. And we get off track real quick. But anyway, if you're new here, welcome. And these folks will welcome you. You need prayer. These people will pray for you. It don't matter what it's about. They prayed for my donkey, Ivan. They prayed for him before. It's an awesome group of people, and they're just good folks, okay? So, Sacramento, California, good morning. Indiana, all right. Canada, okay, up there in the North Country. Yeah, the North Country. Okay, looks like somebody had a birthday. I'm going to get my chalkboard out here in just a minute, so hang on a second. A quick update here. Kim is supposed to come this morning, and she got some insulation left over from a project she did, and they've got about just 4 or 5 spaces in there needs insulation, separating walls, and she's going to come and put those there. And if the weather holds off, her and I are going to run a conduit, and there's wires to the dryer and the hot water heater if the weather holds. We're not going to get out there trying to dig ditch and lay conduit and stuff in the rain. That can, if need be, can wait because Sheetrocker's supposed to come tomorrow, okay? Supposed to. And in fact, I think Walter's supposed to try to come tomorrow and either do the ramp or get measurements and all that stuff off the ramp. I don't think it'll take Walter probably a day or two to do the ramp, 2 days maybe. All right, June's got a birthday. Okay, I'm gonna start writing these names down. Just got my stuff here. June, and y'all keep up with these names, okay? There's another one a while ago, Judith or something like that. I think it was Judith, I'm not for sure. Yeah, Judith, okay, I got it, okay. I got it. Pretty quick. Don't ask Ronnie. I sent Ronnie a message this morning. I says, good morning, my sweet friend Jimmy. I want to kind of get him cussing early. Yeah. His back is giving him a hard time. Talk about Ronnie, I guess, or maybe someone else. If you talk about someone else, we need to pray for them too. But Ronnie's had a lot of hard time his back and his rib stuff. But I think he's feeling better. He was last night. Good morning, Michelle Young. Yes, happy Friday. Thank you so much. Yeah, happy Friday. Good morning, Dot, Sandy, Claire. Good morning. All right. I think she said she's tied her arms down so she don't have to have a transfusion, I guess, when I start singing. And I couldn't see the name. And so somebody tell me who's doing that, because I'm proud of them. Allison from the UK, good morning. Arlene, good morning. David, good morning. That's Blaster 376, David. All right. Well, we're not sick of rain. You know, actually, we've had a good year. We've had a lot of rain, but not too much at one time, and it's worked out. We've got good grass everywhere. We haven't had no flooding, thank God, and knock on wood and everything else, you know about that. But we've actually had a good growing season for hay and stuff. Now, it's dried out some and got hot for some of the garden things, but as far as hay, grass, it's still coming on strong. But it is hot now. We get up close to 100 degrees every day. There's Janet. Tressica, I couldn't see that name, needs prayers. You know, sometimes people say, just pray for me, and they didn't got to tell us exactly what's wrong, okay? Because God knows what their problem is, and he's, I'm not going to say thrilled, but he's happy that they will ask folks to pray. That means they're believers in prayer, and that's part of it. You guys got to be a believer. And sometimes, and I've mentioned this before, you know, and I'm not going to get into your religion. You may not believe exactly like I do. It's just me, okay? I think God sometimes says, maybe in a way, it's a no to our prayer. And it's not like just a no, but he has a plan, a master plan, so to speak, you know, and what we're asking may not fit in there, you know, maybe, and sometimes he may change it a little bit, make sure it does work out for us, but, you know, that's just the way I believe, you know. I've prayed for folks, and they didn't get better, you know, but God had a plan for that person, or people around that person, you know. So God's plan, yes, ma'am, it's perfect. Michelle says it's a perfect plan. It is. And we'll see all that one day, you know. When all's said and done, it's all over, but I ain't gonna say the crying, because everybody ain't gonna be crying. But yeah, we'll all see. Okay, now let's get back to someone's talking about the weather. Well, we've had a good season for growing grass and stuff. I know Lester's been wanting to get his hay cut. I don't think he's got it cut yet, because We have had some rains pop up. You know, it takes several days to cut and cure your hay and get it baled. And we've had rains sort of that don't really give you those days in a row, you know. I remember once cutting hay. It had been dry, and I didn't watch the weather. I didn't need to watch the weather. And my brother and I had been cutting hay all summer. And I had a little field up the road here about, I don't know, 8 or 10 acres, something like that. And I said, I'm going to run up and cut it this morning. And there's nothing going on, and we can bale it in 3 or 4 days. Real thick hay. I said, we can bale it in 3 or 4 days, you know. It's thick. It's going to take some time to dry. So I run up there, and I start cutting. And I'd cut about 2 hours, cut maybe a little longer than that, maybe half of it. Half of it cut. And I saw it dark back in the southeast. And now and then you can see it like getting darker and coming this way. I kept hammering down. I said, I'll get this cut and see if a shower maybe blow through here. Well, it was a shower. It did. I got it finished just by the time it hit. Guys, it rained for 10 days. Not hard, but 10 days, just enough to keep that hay wet. And the hay went from that beautiful dark green that blends out into the light, you know, the brown, the light tan color, just perfect, beautiful, smelled good. I went up there, oh, it smelled good, but every day it got darker and darker. And by the time it stopped raining, it was dark as a shirt, and it wasn't worth a flip. Ain't nothing gonna eat it. But we couldn't leave it there. We had to rake it up and bale it. You couldn't leave it in your other grass that's already starting to grow underneath. You have the biggest mess in the world up there. So we had to rake it all up and bale it just like it was good hay. And it had all these black bales. Then we had to move them off the field. A lot of work for nothing. Fertilized hay too. And so a lot of money went down the drain. So it ain't always sunshine and roses. But we had to haul that stuff home. And I stacked it in different places all over my pasture. And in August and September, when the horse flies are bad, I'd go back and I'd fire one up, stick a lighter to it, and it poof, it'd just sit there and smoke for days, you know. Cows sleep around it because they'd get around that smoke. Bugs wouldn't bother them. Yeah, it worked pretty good. It's a waste. All right, so where are we at here this morning? Okay, somebody loves a chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I do too. There's Dana Kay. Very humid in northwest Georgia. Well, we get these little rains and then the sun pops back out. It gets humid here too. I try to say it name. Good morning to you too. Good morning, Lisa, and good morning, Susie, and happy, joy. Good morning, Rebecca, Connie Hill, Reba, Lisa. Today's the first day of August, right? 65 degrees in South Jersey. Yeah, y'all been having some storms up there, though. I saw on the news last night. Yeah, it was a lot of rain and stuff, and some flooding up there in the streets and stuff, and vehicles all stalled out. Nasty, nasty. Ivan is enjoying his cookies. He gets treats every night. And he's in with the goats. Him and Miracle both. She's a pain in the butt, but she's in there with them. And they you know, Miracle's it's a rainy day in Florida. Yeah. My brother-in-law lives in Florida. Sure does. Down there close to Tampa Bay somewhere. Yeah, it's August 1st, and this is one of our hottest months. And it's sometimes August and September are our worst storm type months, like hurricanes and stuff. You know, we hoping nothing comes here. You know, we're hoping none of them go nowhere, but they sure don't come here. But this is when we've been in the season for a while, but it starts to peak up, you know. August, late in August and September and October, you know. Uh, Think about October. If we can get to October, sometimes these little fronts are starting to come down from the northwest, you know, and they start out just one down in. Then they get kind of closer. And a lot of times they're strong enough. If a hurricane is coming, it'll hit that little front, and it'll turn it off back into the east or back into the Gulf or wherever it hits that front, it'll run and slide upside it. So I'm not a weatherman. I'm not a weatherman. Uh, live in Lake Wells, Florida. Okay. Uh, Kimberly Kelly. Uh, 112 or 114 in Arizona. I ain't going to Arizona today. I guarantee you I'm not going. Not going. Oh, I got a little news for you. I made a little short video this morning. Little Kitty. You guys been with me on my regular channel, know who Little Kitty is. It's that little wild cat come here from wherever. I don't know where he come from. Little black cat, little white feet, little strap down. He's a cute little cat. I don't know if it's a boy or a girl, you know. So I just call him, or it, Little Kitty. And Little Kitty, first time I saw Little Kitty, he was out there in the pen with Owen and Dot. Maybe they brought him home. I have no idea. But he's out there with them, and they was out there, and he just walked around amongst their feet, you know, and they liked him. And he hung out with Dot and Owen. And when I'd feed the cats, I'd take some out there and put by the fence. And he'd come through the fence and eat it. Wouldn't let me get close. And then slowly, he worked his way to that old storeroom, and he'd go underneath the edge, and I'd feed him right there at the edge. And each time, though, or each 2 or 3 days, I'd get him a little bit closer. I'd put it over the rail on my back patio, and he'd come out and eat it. But if I looked at him or got up close, he'd take off back. It's slow. But then I finally got him to eating up on the rail, up on that back patio. He'd get up on the rail, and I'd feed him some there, and he'd eat it. And then I finally got him to where my barbecue pit's sitting there at that shelf. And I sat back, so I'm drinking coffee, and I just pour his food right there. He'd sit there and look at it. He'd look at it for a long time, and finally reach way across, get a bite, and jerk back. Get a bite, and jerk back. And finally, after a day or two of that, he got up on that platform there and would eat. But if I got close or if I looked at him, he'd back up. Or I stuck my hand out there, he'd take off. But he's getting better, getting better. Last night I take Ivan his cookies and the goats, and Miracle naturally. He follows me out there. And I look down, he's right down beside me. Well, I reach it. I go on out there, and he stays back about, because they get crazy when you give them cookies. They all nuts. So he stays back safe by the fence, and I'm feeding them their cookies and stuff. And I go over and I close the chicken pen up, close the back gate up. And I'm coming back, and I look, and he's like walking along kind of beside me. Not where I could reach out and touch him, but, you know, there. And I'd stop, he'd stop. I'd start walking, he'd start walking, but he stayed out of reach. You know, I could have touched him with my cane, but he'd probably thought I was trying to hurt him. But about 3 foot or so away from him. I come to the gate, at the latch gate, he stops. Now, this is unusual for this little cat. So I come on around, he hops up on the rail, you know, on the patio. I come on in. Cats, I feed them in the mornings. You know, I feed them in the mornings because you feed them at night, you got raccoons out there at night. And then you got Buster Razor saying, I think we had a problem like that last night. That's why I didn't sleep well. Buster was up all night long barking at somebody or something. Oh, it's crazy night. And it wasn't Jake's dog, so they're gone. It could have been Punk, or it could have been a Feather walking around through the yard or something. I don't know. But he either heard something or smelled something outside, or somehow he knew something was going on. He'd run, jump out that window and bark, and I'd get up go look out, come out on the porch, look and see what's going on. Didn't see nothing. I'd go back in, get back in bed. It wouldn't be no time. He'd come off that bed, fly in there again. And bad night. Anyway, little kitty hops up on there. Okay, don't want to miss this. Don't want to miss this. And so I tell G, she's in the kitchen. I said, G, hand me some of those Temptations. So she handed me some, and I poured some in my hand. And no, I didn't. I did not. I started to, but it was only about so much at the bottom of it. And I take it out there, and I set his little bowl up there. He's watching me the whole time. He's on that rail. He's this far from me, but he's watching. And I pour Temptations in his little bowl. Well, then here comes every cat. No, get back. And I add a little bit, and I sprinkled him on the floor for them to stay back. He hops over there, and he takes a bite or two, and boy, he just munches away on them Temptations. I reach over, put my hand on his little back. You know, I reach. He was nervous, but he was letting me rub his back. And after a while, I just sat there and rubbed his little back, right behind his ears, pulled his little tail out. Now, I can't pick him up and see what it is, boy or girl, but he finally let me touch him. And this morning, I went out, and the same thing. He hops up there, and I pour his feet in his little bowl, and I sit there and pet him. I videoed it this morning, so it'll be on one of the videos here in a few days. All right, let's get back to y'all. Y'all heard enough about me. The sheetrock come yesterday, okay? It came yesterday. I'm sorry you missed the first of the story. It's a little wild cat, and he's gentling down. Basically, is what the story's about. It's been slow. But I ordered a sheetrock. The guy came, and the guy we're going to have do it. And went through the house. We showed him what we wanted done. All the ceilings throughout. And all the rooms, you know, everything except this big room. We're going to do something different on the walls. I don't know. It'll be plywood. It'll be some kind of paneling. It's going to be a woodsy look. It's going to be woodsy. It's my cabin. It's got to have a cabin look. When I walk in that door, I want to see a cabin look. I want to sit there at my table or in my chair in a cabin feel and drink my coffee. I don't want just plain sheetrock walls. There's nothing wrong with them. Nothing wrong with them. I'm not saying that. But me, not you maybe, but I want that cabin feel. Just me. I'm a cabin man. Anyway, so we're going to do something to give it a cabin look. And I've seen plywood before, just plain plywood, stained and varnished, and little, I call them bats, little 1x4s or 1x3s, 1x2s, whatever, coming down on all the seams, and then maybe even one in between, so it looks like big wide boards, but it's really plywood. Beautiful. So that's where I'm leaning, but that's what's going to be in this big room, you know. And there'll be some say, oh, you should do that, you should do it. Well, and also cost-wise, you know, that's going to be, I'm not loaded with money, folks. I don't got a lot of money. I'm into my savings. I'm into my retirement. If you know, yeah. So we gotta conserve, okay? Now, we'll walk through here in a minute. But anyway, they brought the sheetrock. The guy come and looked at it and gave me a bid, a good price, because Steph says she wants to tape and float. She said, I love doing that. She likes doing it. Okay, you know? So she says, don't hire somebody to do the tape and float. She said, I'll come and do that. She says, I've got the stuff down here. I like doing it. It's fun. It's relaxing. Wow, baby. If you like doing it, you'll have your hands full here. So anyway, the guy gave me a bid on just hanging the sheetrock, just hanging it. And so I ordered a sheetrock. Figured up how much it needed, ordered it. It came, they stacked it out here on, you know, where Dan said, have them stack it right there, Dan. He said, I'm gonna use a tractor to put it up on the deck. Because he said, it'll kill us trying to go up and down them stairs with it. That stuff's heavy. So he did. I had the guy stack it out here. Dan got home yesterday and Dust came over. And those two, those two guys, Buddy's working late every day. Everybody else has worked, got jobs to do, are gone. Those two brought the tractor up to the stack and slide as much as they wanted on the forks, come over here to the rail, picked it up, even with the top of the rail here. And then they come around and slid it off, walked it in the house and stacked it. So it's out of the weather. And that's what something I was really concerned about. It's supposed to be a rainy weekend, so I did not want it getting wet. And so it's inside the house. It's high and dry. Whenever the guy comes to do it, he's supposed to come tomorrow and start sheetrocking. Hopefully he does. He'll be able to work out of the rain in the house. So we're that far along. We've actually been pretty fast with a lot of stuff. And Kim, I laugh at her and her and Dan and Buddy and Dust got in there the other night, doing some stuff in the bathroom, moving that tub around where it's going to be and stuff like that. And you ain't never heard such arguing all your life. Now, naturally, I'm the peacemaker. So I'm trying to step back and say, guys, just don't argue. And, you believe that? Thank you, Roberta's World. I look sharp. Roddy, I looking sharp today, buddy boy. Roddy hates me to wear this hat. Now, I know Ronnie would love to have one, but he don't want me to wear it. And he's constantly telling me not to wear that hat. Now, I love his hats. I've got 3. Actually, I got 4. One just don't fit here real well, but I'm looking for a big-headed person to give it to. Maybe Ronnie, a big-headed guy. But, Dan could wear it if he would. Dan, I wear my cowboy hat, PawPaw. Oh, there you go, Ronnie. I look like an old crow. There you go. See what I'm saying? See what I say? Anyway, I don't know where I'm at now. See, Ronnie gets me off track. He constantly gets me off track. I need a black one. This kind of, this is a real dark blue, and I got that gray one, and then I got a real bright blue. I got a real bright blue one too. It's kind of a net type fabric. It's really cool when in the hot weather. But all of them are nice. They are. Jesus, y'all, you look like Terry Bradshaw. Yeah, baby, I used to have that arm. Yeah, there you go. I'm dapper. I'm dapper in this hat. But we got the sheetrock in, and so really, I'm getting closer to being able to relax a little bit more on my part. They've done so much in there. I told them from day one I would do the wiring. I'd have to have help. Kim helped me. She's drilled probably most all the holes, her and Ben. Yeah, it's rain coming. I'm on my porch, drinking coffee in the rain. But we get the wiring done. Buddy's gonna do the plumbing, and the guy's gonna do the sheetrocking. The wire's in, basically almost all of it except the dryer and the hot water heater. We'll do that today or tomorrow, whatever. Steph does the taping and floating, and then it's just gonna be, cosmetic type stuff, painting and getting the rest of the floor down and the linoleum and stuff, and getting the cabinets brought in and the sink and stuff like that. Stuff that I'm not going to be doing anyway. So I'm getting to a point where I can just kind of supervise. Everybody needs a boss. Everybody has to have a boss, Lester's made arrangements with Walter about the ramp, so that'll be done eventually. Walter out of Dallas building a house up there, some stuff up there. I think they had more than one, and they got stuck up there, and it took a while to get it all finished, moving back and forth, different things getting done, and I think he's just now getting back into Houston. So he'll be up, he says, hopefully Saturday or Sunday. So We'll see. And I've got to do the handrails on the back steps. Uh, just haven't had time working inside. But I can do that anytime. We're using the front steps basically all the time. Very seldom I go up the back, but I will get a handrail on it. Oh, look at that rain coming down. Y'all see that? Turning gray out behind me? That's rain. You don't feel the big downpour underneath these trees. You see it out there, but under here, it's just, it'll start coming off the eave here in a minute. But very few drops seem like they come down through these trees. I can see a few leaves kind of, when a raindrop hits. But I can look out across the yard, it's coming down pretty good. Perfect napping weather. Yes, it is. It is perfect napping weather. That's a good thing about rainy days, especially if you're not really behind on your work, or you ain't got something pressing like a hay in a hayfield, something like that, or it just drives you nuts. You can take a rainy day and just relax, kick back, have a few cups of coffee, take a nap or two, hang out with Woody and sleep, wherever Woody is. But yeah, it's meditating weather, ain't it? Just kind of sit there with your eyes closed and just you'll say, wake up, or we'll be watching a movie. Get this, I cannot hardly sit down and watch a movie anymore. I'm to that age where now I want to doze off. We'll be watching a movie, and next thing you know, are you awake? Yeah, baby, yeah. You see that? Oh, yeah, I saw it. I have no idea what she saw. Anyway, but then I'll turn around and look, she'll get quiet, look where she'll be sound asleep too. So, she can't just blame me. The worst thing is, you go to the movie, you sit there with your popcorn, and you doze off. I've seen it happen. Well, I'm not going to say I did it. We took the kids one time, and just a kid movie, and it was something, it probably was a good movie, I don't know. I was tired, and I sat there with my popcorn, keeping me awake. And I dozed off just for an instant, and I wake up, and anybody see me asleep? Evidently not, because you never said a word. All right, boy, it's raining. It's nice. It sounds nice up here. It would be sounding better if I had a tin roof. And one of these days, good Lord's willing, I live long enough, I may put a tin roof on here. We started out the log home with shingles, and because, well, we just did. I don't know really, I can't say why we started out with shingles, but we did. And then as soon as I could, I came back, put tin roof on it. Just put them over the top of shingles. It's easy enough to do. You just come along, put some laths, across on top of your shingles, screw it down into the deck, your decking, and you come back, put the tin right on top, and it leaves an airspace. You know how thick your laths are. It actually helps with ventilation under there, between it and the shingles. Yeah, I love a tin roof. I grew up with a tin roof. And tin roof, oh, that's Feather. That's probably what y'all barked at all night. Feather running around. Feather's probably coming over here. She heard me talking. That's the sweetest old dog. Funny thing about Feather, when these guys built this house, the minute they put them stairs on, she come up in that house, she'll sleep all around. They work all around her. I come over here looking at what the progress is making. There she be sprawled out in the middle of the floor in there, and them sawhorses all around, and them guys just working. Go home, Feather. Come on, Feather. You can come up here, baby. Y'all leave her alone. She's a sweet dog. Anyway, growing up with that tin roof, and an attic fan, and so the windows are going to be open anyway, because that's how we got our ventilation in the summer. Uh, and it pulled air in, but it started raining. It actually pulled moisture in, and even on a real humid type night, it pulled moisture in. So now you wake up, your bed, it wasn't wet, but it felt wet. You know what I mean? It just felt like the cover's a little bit damp. Oh, but you could sleep with that attic fan. Woo, Lord, it was good. Okay, so let's catch that back up with where you guys got going at. I've got two names on birthdays, just two. Judith and June. Is there any more out here? Either today or tomorrow or yesterday or Sunday. But we won't be back on here until Monday. Someone a while ago tied their hands down, say they would be biting themselves, and say they're ready. Yeah, happy birthday, beautiful people. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Okay, there's Robin. Will be 64 tomorrow. Hang on, Robin. You're going to get it today, baby. You get it today. And I hope you don't hurt yourself before tomorrow. Robin. Okay. Robin, tomorrow. You're going to get sung to today. So happy birthday, Robin. Anyone else? Prayers for Judith's daughter. Okay, like I say, God will know. So we got 3 birthdays. Today, tomorrow, yesterday. Yeah, Carla says put your mouth guard in. Carla didn't, and look what happened to her. Almost bit her lip off. You got to be prepared, people, I'm telling you. It can get dangerous. Okay, it can get dangerous. I was looking at the rain. Rain falling, coming down the side of the porch. And it's not hitting. Only one spot I can see it hits actually on top of the rail. And it's one of those little grooves in that side. You just come down that groove. Okay. Now I'm going to sing it here pretty quick. Pray for Janet, or Janie. Okay, Janie needs prayer. I'm only seeing 3 names. Bay is a beautiful girl. Yeah, you know, oh, Dust, someone told me you got 4 beautiful daughters. 4 daughters, can you imagine? What did I teach? I taught a shop class. We taught construction. It's actually called construction trades. We did carpentry. We did welding, some metal work. We did electrical, plumbing. We did a little bit of everything, you know, as far as building houses and stuff. We had a big shop, and we every year would put together like a little house. And I'm talking about little. I think it was like a 12 by 12, but it built like on a scale like it could have been a dollhouse, I guess you could have said. And we would wire it with electrical stuff, you know, the wiring, the plugs and all that, and the kids could do it. Then we'd test it to make sure everything was right. And we'd do a little bit of plumbing in it. We'd put a sheet of paneling or something or 2 in it and trim it out just for a little section. And then we'd do maybe a sheet of sheetrock, you know, and let them do a little bit of taping and floating. And then at the end of the year, we took it apart. The stuff couldn't be used again. Went to dumpster. The lumber that was used, we put together with screws. Take them apart, stack it up to the next year, next class, a new class. You already had your material. But it's a fun. But we did a lot of welding stuff, and we did a lot of projects around the school. We built a playground for one of the elementary schools. They furnished all the material, and my boys and I went over and did all the work. Uh, we did some landscaping. It was a little bit of everything, and actually, uh, my class was, you might kind of say, was kind of an extension of the maintenance department in a sense, because a lot of the stuff that we would do for give the kids some education on different things would be stuff that a maintenance crew would normally do. And let's say have Mr. Morris' boys do it, have Mr. Morris' boys do this, or do that, and they'd come over and I'd go over with them and look at what they needed done, and we'd map it out. I'd take my class and we built privacy fences. We built some ramps for some folks there in town that needed ramps or elderly. It's kind of just a good gesture, I guess you might say. The school furnished the stuff and we did it. Stuff like that. It was a good job. I did it. I taught it for 20 years. And I enjoyed it, and I'll be honest with you, I started out with just boys. And the boys I started out with was boys that were, most of them were behind a grade level, and some of them more. And the idea was that probably they would end up, when they did get out of school, would go off into the workforce. It would be like college bound and stuff. So it's kind of geared off in that. Not saying they couldn't go to college, but saying that probably it was a probable thing. But later on, over the years, it got to where then they started just sending more kids in. Any kid come in, send them to Mr. Morris' class. And I started getting girls. There's nothing wrong with girls. Oh, nothing wrong with girls. No. But these little girls coming out. And old boys will not work with that going on. They ain't gonna work. Little girl sitting over there with her little mirror out, and we got a project doing. Come on, boys, let's go to work. Do this, that. I can't get dirty. Mr. Morrow. I can't get sweaty. That's my girlfriend over there. Or I'm trying to make her my girlfriend. I don't want to smell bad. Anyway, but I had some sweet little girls. I had a couple that did all my office work. Now, they didn't give them grades. I did all that, but they would go in and keep my office done, fixed up, everything done, and they liked the stuff they wanted to do. They didn't want to get out in the shop and get dirty. I said, okay, go and fix my office up, make sure it's all done, neat and tidy. And they did. But we also had classroom time, so everybody had to be in the classroom. But we got to where on Fridays we'd work all week, and on Fridays we would show a shop film, okay? And I had this whole library. We'd purchased them, shop films. Most of them was about safety, but all of them showed different tools, about any kind of tool you could use. And we showed them on Fridays. And but if the kids are good, I'm saying if the class worked out good, did a good job, I sometimes would slip a movie in for them. A real movie. It had to be rated for, kids. It couldn't be Debbie Does Dallas or something. You couldn't go up there with something like that, Yeah. But anyway, that's another story there. So I remember one time I'm showing them Jaws. Good movie. Jaws is a good movie. I watched Jaws 1 and 2 the other night. 2 different nights. That's why I don't go to the beach. But my principal walks in. And they come in all the time. He'd come in and get a cup of coffee sometimes at my office there and sit there and talk and sit there and drink coffee, look out the window, the guys working, whatever, and just common. And he comes in, he looks over, he sees that Jaws, and he got him a cup of coffee, and he sat there in my office diddling with something, and then he waves and left. Later that day, I go in to check out. He says, Was that a safety film? Yes, sir. Water safety. Uh, Superintendent walked in on the ag class over in high school, though, caught them watching Ghostbusters. Now, he didn't have a sense of humor, and they all got in trouble over there. So you had to be careful. But one day, I'm serious, there's a quick story here. I had a class, and they was watching a movie, a good movie. And everything's fine, and the lights are turned down low, and I'm sitting in my office, I got a big plate glass window, and I can see the whole class. But the TV is over this way, and they're all like facing. And I happen to just notice they're all just like, I'm thinking, I don't, is that movie that exciting to them? You know, now and then one would giggle. So I very quietly, they could see me, act like I was in the file cabinet, you know, it's kind of in the corner, and they just see my shoulder. All of a sudden, I opened that door and I stepped out, and they were watching a movie they shouldn't have been. One of them had brought mom or dad's movie to school. Who does this belong to? Nobody owned it. Nobody. Who does this belong to? Nobody. So I said, I'm going to give this to the principal and whoever wants it. Have your mom and dad come get it. These are kids, they couldn't have went out and rented it themselves or bought it. So you have your mom and dad, you'll see the principal's going to want it back. Nobody ever showed up to get it. Nobody ever came to get it. Mom and dad just lost it, I guess. But anyway, and I had a class once. I now and then I get an outlaw. You get outlaws now and then in these classes. It would have been something like, you know, a little Johnny, but a bad little Johnny. You know, like a Ronnie, like a little Ronnie. Had a class watching, and I got called to the office right outside, and I went out, and shortly the bell rung, and they all come out, and they all leave, and I go back in, another class is coming, and the VHS tape was in the trash can, and it pulled all of it out, and it's just a wad of it. Somebody didn't want to watch the shop class tape. All afternoon, while other classes watching other things, I'm in my office with my Scotch tape, and I'm putting it back together. Bro, that class, that particular class, watched that same shop tape with me sitting there with them every Friday for the rest of the year. And this was like in April. They only had a few weeks, but they watched that shop film. So whoever did it, don't you know peer pressure was on them? Look what you did to us. But they never read it on them. All right, guys, we're getting on down here. Let's get this song out of the way. I've got three names. Three names. All right. I got June, Judith, and Robin. Is there any more? Man, you're okay, sweetie. You're here. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Hang on. You three ladies. Do like Carla said, put a mouthpiece in. One lady's tied her hands down, you know, so she can't bite herself. It could be scary. And some places, you know, it's a Friday. You may not be able to get an emergency room real easy. Here we go. All right, you got one in September, Ray? Well, good Lord's willing, we're going to sing to you in September. All right, here we go. Happy birthday to you. See that little kick I got to it? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, June, Judith, and Robin. Robin. Oh, I love that. Happy birthday to you. And many more. Now, Lester has all these different words he puts on them. Your pants are tore, go to the store, buy some more. And don't forget your underwear, something like that. A whole bunch of stuff goes with it. But I know you're not going to forget your underwear. Well, Roddy forgot everything once. Yeah, pants are tore. So anyway, if it was your birthday and I didn't see your name, please, before we cut off here, we got 10 minutes. You got 10 minutes to get your name out there. It ain't too late. Uh, anyway, happy birthday, guys. Uh, you're welcome, Judith. We're glad to do it. We're glad to do it. Uh, it's my pleasure to do it. Yeah, happy birthday to everyone. Trying to read all these things coming across. Yeah, and listen, if you're new, thank you there, Janet. Welcome to the newbies. If you're new on here, we want you just to join in. Uh, let us know who you are. You know, I may not see your name, but these other guys will. 'Cause it comes by my screen real fast. And, you know, get my age, your eyes ain't perfect. They ain't perfect no more. Oh, they're blue. They're blue, Ronnie. Blue eyes. That makes Ronnie mad. Anyway, these guys will see it. Okay, Judy, you got a birthday in 17 days. Well, Judith was 77 today. That's not bad at all, sweetie. Uh, Brenda, it's your birthday. Brenda Little. Okay, Brenda. Hang on, baby. Never too late. It's never too late. I should have been a singer instead of a bus driver. Brenda. Whenever old Ronnie has a birthday, I'm gonna on purpose mess it up. Yeah, Blue Eyes Singing in the Rain. That's a beautiful song, isn't it? And the twilight glow, I see her, blue eyes crying in the rain. Okay, Brenda, here we go. Are you ready, sweetie? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Brenda. My wife looking. Happy birthday to you. That's my wife's name. It'll make sure she wasn't thinking I was singing to her. She's, uh-oh. Kim, he's lost it. He's lost it, Kim. Oh, her and Kim give me a hard time, guys. I'm serious. Kim, I'm gonna tell you something funny though. They were in here, four of them: Dustin, Kim, and Dan and Buddy. Each one walked in the door, and I'm sitting there, you know, trying to supervise what's going on, and they all talk about them being the one in charge. Kim says, "Well, I'm the general contractor here." And Dan says, "No, not when I'm here. You know, this is the stuff I do every day. I know what I'm doing." And then Buddy says, "Well, I am, or I'm leaving." And Dustin, "Well, what about me? I want to be." So they're all arguing over who's in charge in there. And so naturally, I'm trying to help them solve that. Whoa, Dominic. Dominic got a birthday? We got another one? Dominic. Never fear. PawPaw is here. Ronnie. Uh-oh, sorry, Kip. Dominic. Anybody else? Is it Dominic or Dominique? I'm getting two names here, Dominique and Dominic. Oh, we do both. I'm multi-talented. Is that the right word? Or talented? Whatever. Could be. All right, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Dominique. Happy birthday to you. I got it right then. One of them. I got them both. Happy birthday. Seriously. Yeah. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, Ray will see you when you get home. Uh, Ray and Reba, they're a team, okay? Husband and wife, like me and G, you know. Yeah. Uh, yeah, listen to me about. I'm gonna tell y'all something really funny. This closed caption can mess you up too. I'm doing a video. I don't talk like everybody else. We all talk different. You know, some of you folks don't know how to talk proper like I do. And uh, someone contacted Lester that is watching this stuff on this closed caption. Lester, I don't know why they tell Lester. Anyway, Lester, your dad's talking bad. And they named off some words I'd said. Lester clicks over. That shouldn't be your dad. He clicks over real quick, and he don't see anything wrong, so he puts it on closed caption. Sure enough, some of my words was coming out obscenities. So anyway, it's just the way I talk. It's the way I talk. I went to Plum Grove Elementary. That's where they taught me to talk. Well, I probably taught more before I went to school too, I guess. But that's where I really learned my education, my better education. Plum Grove Elementary, a little 3-room school, and only 2 rooms had kids in it. The other room just like an auditorium, little wooden benches, kind of like on, seriously, kind of like on what's that? Little House on the Prairie? Yeah, something like it. Seriously, little small little school. We could ride horses to school. We could ride bikes. We could walk to school. They had a little bus. They had a little bus that went around in case you didn't want to walk or ride something else. Tie your horse out to the fence. Hopefully it'll still be there when you get out of school. We had one we rode, name's Old Jim, big horse. He's actually a stallion. And eventually my dad had him neutered. He got old, but he's a good horse for a stallion. He's never a mean horse. Oh, he liked the ladies, don't get me wrong. But big, and you could put 3 or 4 little kids on him, and he'd ride 3 or 4 kids all day long. And my dad would hunt off of him. I'd go with my dad sometime, ride behind him. We'd kill a hog, put him up on the saddle, and I might ride up behind the saddle, with the hog draped over the saddle, or behind me. My dad would walk and lead him, but the thing was, we could ride him to school. But Jim got tired of being tied out there to that fence in the shade. He'd pull that bridle off and go home. Now, we're 3 miles from the school. And we come out in the school, or maybe at a recess, and Jim be gone. Bridle hanging there on the fence. Well, we get home and eat, and there he'd be out there by the barn. Maybe if we rode him bareback, he would be natural bareback. If we rode him at school with a saddle on, either mom or dad, when he saw him walking up the driveway, he'd go out and take the saddle off, or he may still be having the saddle on him out there. He's an awesome horse. All right, guys, we're about to run out of time. And I'm going to walk you through the house real fast, okay? Lester told me how to do this and show you where we're at, okay? So I'm going to take the camera on the tripod. So if I shake you up a little bit, I apologize right now, okay? I apologize. So hang on. I told you, hang on. Boys, we're going to walk through the house. I'm going to turn this around. Lester said you turn it around and push this button, Dad. Yeah, hey, looky here. Let's go, boys. Let's go. We got some of the stuff we're still going to use out here. That's some insulation we had left over from the ceilings. That's what I'll be packing around that hot water heater when I build a cabinet. Okay, here we are. Did I lock you in, bud? He come in a while ago again. All right, here's the sheetrock. It's stacked up in 3 stacks. Dad and Dust brought all that up. You see all of it's insulated, okay? Kim's got a piece to go here. She's bringing it. We extended this wall here, okay? From here to here was an extension that originally they wanted on the little blueprint, but when Kim drew the little rough out blueprint and gave it to Walter, she left that little section there off. And after they built the house, she said, oh, I left that off. So she put it in here yesterday. Well, I helped her. And then she got to insulate this here and this here. All the wiring's done. It's all in, except for the hot water heater and the dryer. Okay, it's all in. So this is the boys' room, Lex. And when Ben stays over, if Lex is not here, he can stay in here. This is the little girl's playroom. And basically that's all it is a playroom. There'll be a little bed in there, a small bed for one of the girls, whoever we're keeping. And this is G and I's room. Not big, big enough. Okay, we're downsizing. And this is the big room. This is the room that I want to be woodsy. I want it to be woodsy. This part right in here will be our living area, our dining table right there, and then our kitchen will be all the way around this wall, kind of U-shaped. Just cabinets, okay, and shelves and countertops, okay? Then in here is the laundry room. We got all our stuff stored. When he sheet rocks, we'll tell him to leave this room to last, and once he's done, we'll move all this stuff into one of the rooms that he's done. Then he can come in here. And this is the bathroom. Buster, come on. This is what the floor is going to look like. Come on, Buster, let's go. Come on. This is what the floor is going to look like right here. Mick, you want out again? Hang on. You don't want out the back door. I got to put the panel lid cover on today also. Come on, boys, let's go. Okay, folks, I'm going to cut it off here. I love you guys. Y'all take care. Have a great day, okay? Have a great day, a great weekend. Good Lord's willing, I'll see you back here come Monday morning. I do a video every morning, 5 o'clock. Lives come at 8 o'clock, Plum Grove time. So I hope you join us, okay? Y'all take care. This is our scenery from up here. I love you guys.